The president of Rwanda has shut down over 6,000 churches, y'all. He believes that religion has been turned into a business with zero oversight, no regulation, no financial boundary. It's incredible how easy it is to wake up one day and be like, I'm going to be a pastor, and then go buy a building that can be unsafe and actually not pass inspection, and then start charging people for miracles, start charging desperate people for miracles. And the president of Rwanda was like, nah, we got to do better. So he stepped in and said, like, look, I'm not gonna shut you down, but I'm gonna politely ask you to close your doors. And there's a list of requirements that you as a pastor need to achieve in order to properly and safely lead your congregation. Part of those requirements is having education in theology. And these so called churches need to pass an inspection because, from what I'm reading and understanding, a lot of these churches are packed into collapsing buildings that are unsafe, and they are packed to the brim. He garnered the question of, why do we need so many churches? It seems like corporate concentration and possibly a way to really, really milk the dollar out of people who are very, very desperate. He's questioned why the faith has become so commercialized, and marketed in such a way that, if you tithe and you pay, you will be healed. You will get what you are asking for. So as a result, 6,000 churches have been shut down because they do not meet those minimal requirements. What do you think? I want to know your thoughts. Is it smart of him to make pastors have more education and have people in safer buildings? Do you think 6,000 churches is quite a bit? I really want to know your thoughts.
I had a Christian on TikTok Live basically say that the Bible was reliable because the manuscripts weren't that long after Jesus was on earth and they couldn't have changed in that amount of time. I said, we live in a day and age where the government is lying to us about something that happened day of. They're changing the information the same day. Time span is not relevant. You think they couldn't change the story of Jesus over several decades? Y'all are really actually reliant on people you've never met to tell you the truth? From thousands of years ago in an empire that wanted to maintain control over everyone? Something that has confirmed for me that I cannot rely on that book is the fact that that book tells you that the governments were placed in their positions by God. Of course, they would say that. Of course, they would tell people that they wanted to control, that God chose all of the governments so that justice can be enacted. What about when the government's committing the injustice? Oh, as long as it's not affecting you, right? If it's something negative happening in your life, it's your fault. But when you're being blessed, it's definitely God, right? But then all the other people who aren't Christians, who are suffering as a result of all of the Abrahamic religions, you're like, huh, what? I don't know what you're talking about. This is all God's plan anyway. As long as I get the reward at the end, I don't really care. You know how peaceful the world would be if all of the Abrahamic religions that want to fight each other would just stay over there? Just stay right in that pocket. And let's see what happens. Let's see whose God saves them.
This is one of the things that I found about the colonization and slavery when it comes to black people and spiritual systems in general. African people are not imperialists and not supremacists when it comes to their religious systems. Arabs and Europeans have always been supremacists and imperialists when it comes to not just their spirit systems, but them in general, which is why they've tried to quote unquote conquer the rest of the world. These people have tried to colonize this place, colonize that place, and colonize that place. So they're going to bring their religion with them when they colonize this place and colonize that place. African people have never been colonizers like that. We've definitely had our own intertribal warfare going on in Africa, but it's never been because of, oh, you have this god and I have that god. It's been because of land, it's been because of all these other stuff. I fear that we have taken on the psychology of the same people that brought this to us.
God has given pastors authority over us. A man's title does not have more authority over my intuition. I call myself a deconstruction specialist. I made that up. I literally just made that up. Just like they make up titles, bishop, elect over the 7th precinct of the Holy Convocation. All that's made up. And they are still so pressed about convincing us that they have this power over us that if, Pastor, you have 60 members on Sunday, and if all 60 members this Sunday did these two things, decided not to come and decided not to bring their money, who are you going to preach to? You're going to be preaching to a bunch of empty pews. Coming soon.
Yo, I'm sick and tired of people saying that, what's going on with Iran and Israel, you gotta say whatever, the prophecies are being fulfilled, and the blood moon prophecies are being fulfilled, and this happened, the prophecy, because my book, my religion said, my religion said, my religion said.
No.
Your religion, the 3 Abrahamic religions are a cancer on this earth. Your religion is a cancer to this world, and that's the reason why you see what's happening. They are doing rituals numerically based upon your religion. That is what's happening right now. Your religion is not fulfilling no prophecies. They're the ones fulfilling the prophecies in your books. These religions were created by a bunch of men in the desert 2,000 years ago who believed that if they sacrificed a damn goat, it would rain. These were not supposed to be religions that people were still supposed to be following 2,000 years later for this exact reason. They were based on war, on attacks on people, and it's still going on. There is nothing special or any prophecies happening when it comes to these religions. These psychopaths at the top that rule over us are the ones who are fulfilling these damn prophecies, because they're the ones who created the books. They're the ones who helped create the religions and shape it the way it is and push it into the world. That's why there's 8 billion people in this world, and over 4 billion of them identify as one of the 3 Abrahamic religions. It is a cancer on this earth. It is the reason why all this war keeps happening. It's not going to stop until the human race understands what's really going on. Your religion was literally created numerically based upon the planets in the sky and other gods, and they tell you that, oh no, this one God we're worshiping now, it's monotheistic. No, it's not. They're still sacrificing people based on your religion. They're still doing these weird things. They do these ritualistic events when it comes to the blood moons and all these holidays, these religious holidays, based upon these things that they created coinciding with their religion. What's happening right now is not prophecies being fulfilled naturally. It's them, the psychopaths at the top, the same people who you vote in office for, the same people who you think that all your Obamas and your Trumps and your Bill Clintons and whatever the hell, these monsters are part of that same organization with the people at the very top, the Vatican, all these wicked people who are doing these terrible things and doing these wars and inflicting fear and killing people and sacrificing people. It's your religion. Your religion is the problem. You can try and say, oh no, but my religion is about peace and this scripture, this verse. Your religion is the problem. It's your religion. It's your religion. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's your religion. The 3 Abrahamic religions are a cancer to this earth. And the second the human race realizes that we don't need these religions for a moral code. You were born with the moral code. You were born with again, unless you were a complete psychopath, which most people are not born psychopaths, just like that, you understand right from wrong. Your heart speaks to you naturally. You know when you lied about something. You know when you did something wrong to someone. You know it. You can try and deny it, but you know it deep down in your heart. You don't need religion to teach you morals. And if you really do need religion to teach you morals, then maybe you're just not a morally good person. And it's just that simple. Stop with this whole stuff about religion, this, that, and the third. Your religion is not helping anybody. For 2,000 plus years, it's actually done nothing but stop human growth. The human race as a whole, spiritually, has not grown at all since these Abrahamic religions came to be. It hasn't. There's been nothing but war and killings in the name of these religions. It's done nothing for the humanity at all. Nothing. It just made us more darker and disgusting human beings. Oh no, you're black, or slavery did this and this, not that. Your religion, or no, your prophet said this, and no, Jesus did it. It's a cancer to this earth. It needs to be exterminated. I'm sorry. It has to go.
The God of the Bible and Quran watched Africans go through hundreds and hundreds of years of slavery and colonization.
But the God of the Bible is not. He has a different level of patience than we do.
Oh, isn't that convenient? That's highly convenient, right? For us, we just got away. That's why I said the same people that brought this to you told you that they got the keys to your salvation in your pocket. I don't believe them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe you. You've been punching me in my face, slapping me, raping my child, colonizing me. I don't believe you. That's just me as an individual. I don't believe you.
Most demonic religions in the world. 1, voodoo. Voodoo is a syncretic religion originating from Haiti.
Calling voodoo demonic is crazy. But let's see what my brother May has to say about this.
Let's play a game. Who's more demonic? The people that branded, whipped, chained with spiked collars, amputated them, tortured them in the public square, raped them in front of everybody, and treated people as literal chattel? Or the people who fought to liberate themselves from that?
And that is not something that you often hear every day. This framework or this idea that the things that were given to us is more demonic than what we use to try and free ourselves. And don't you find it interesting that whenever it comes to these Christians or the people in these communities, they love to demonize their ancestral culture. They love to demonize what we used to practice, but they love to hold up into high esteem what they use to subjugate us. That's crazy.
They never call the slave masters demonic. They never call Jim Crow demonic. They never call the Black Codes demonic. They never say lynchings demonic. White Protestant Christianity's never demonic. Christian nationalism's never demonic.
And not only do they not call it demonic, they defend it. They endorse it. They promote it. A lot of black people don't understand that they subjugate themselves to a white man's religion. Not the religion in terms of its origin, but in terms of its rhetoric and system. For most black people in the church or who call themselves Christians, your systemic obligation unconsciously is to be docile and subservient. Not to start a revolution, but to just wait a little while longer for the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. And so the poor get poorer, and the abused get more abused, and the wolves come in sheep's clothing and start churches. And then when we have the courage enough to leave this corrupt system and the religion itself, now all of a sudden it's, don't blame God, blame the people. Give me a break.
But the people who want to be liberated from that are the demonic ones. It's almost as if you're following something that was fine-tuned over time by many a council in order to create the most subservient and obedient populace that would allow elites to do practically anything they wanted to them.
Gee, I just wonder, why is that the case? Why is it that abusers and narcissistic people can just find a way to masquerade and mask themselves in this faith? I don't know.
And you better keep fucking going.